the Thomond challenge, would anyone willingly take it on? Exeter Chiefs are the latest side tasked with turning over Munster on their own patch in the last pool game of the European Cup, and they are all too aware of it. The stats do not bode well. Of the 23 climactic pool collisions Munster have played since 1996, the province have lost just 5, and only one of them came at home. Leicester Tigers dug out a 13-6 Pool 4 win 11 years ago. Munster still progressed to the knockout stages, but only as runners-up, and they subsequently lost at the Scarlets in the quarters. That result has proven to be the exception and not the rule. Munster just don't lose these games in their own backyard. They are currently unbeaten at home in Europe in 11 games and are targeting an 18th quarter-final appearance in 21 seasons. Exeter must claim 4 more match points than their opponents tomorrow to snatch an unlikely quarter-final place and join Leicester on an elite insured list. Munster have a nice habit of feeding off their own fans when it comes to the crunch. They've done it time and time again. Munster 23-16 Harlequins, Thomond Park, the 12th of October 1997. They failed to make the quarters, finishing third in Pool 4 behind Harlequins in Cardiff, but Munster still stung Quins, with costly consequences for the Premiership side. Nick Galwey and co turned over the visitors, who topped the pool but went into the quarters as only the 5th best group winners. That meant they had to travel to Toulouse in the last 8, where they suffered a 51-10 thumping. Munster 21-11 Casters, Musgrave Park, the 20th of January 2001. Bath watched this one with their fingers crossed. They needed Munster to slip against the Frenchmen to keep their own hopes alive. But tries from Anthony Foley and Dom Crotty put paid to that as the Reds topped Pool 4 to march on. They'd eventually come undone in the semis, agonizingly falling short in a 16-15 loss to Stade Francais. Munster 33-6 Gloucester, Thomond Park, the 18th of January 2003. The miracle match. There's been plenty of talk of Fortress Thomond this week. This extraordinary game went some way to enforcing that reputation. Needing to beat Gloucester by 4 clear tries and 27 points to squeeze out of Pool 2 with Perpignan, they pulled it off against a side who were running away with the Premiership and had comfortably beaten them at King's Home. John Kelly's try at the death and Ronan O'Gara's subsequent conversion, the out-half later claimed he didn't even know his kick was required, did the trick, sparking wild, raucous celebrations. Munster would again be beaten by a point in France in the semis, this time by Toulouse. Munster 26-3 Bourgogne, Thomond Park, the 31st of January 2004. Progression as pool winners was secured against Bourgogne 14 years ago with this commanding victory, but the crucial bonus was only secured with 5 minutes from time. Gloucester had earlier thumped Treviso, so Munster knew they had to do the same heading into this clash. Mike Mullins, Paul O'Connell and Peter Stringer crossed the whitewash to tee it up. A collapsed 5-meter scrum in the 75th minute saw the referee award a penalty try that sealed it. More semi-final heartache would follow. This time eventual winners Wasps triumph, 37-32 at Lansdowne Road. Munster 31-9 Sale Sharks, Thomond Park, the 21st of January 2006. On another raucous afternoon in Limerick, Sale Sharks wilted. Anthony Foley, Ian Dowling and Barry Murphy touched down before the break, with David Wallace adding a 4th on the turnaround. That meant Munster topped Pool 1 ahead of the Englishmen, and it proved the catalyst for the maiden European glory they so craved. Perpignan were gobbled up in the quarters, Leinster were dispatched in a derby semi-final, and they defeated Biarritz in Cardiff to finally get their paws on the big one. Munster 19-3 Wasps, Thomond Park, the 19th of January 2008. Wasps were the reigning champions, but they left Ireland with their title defence in tatters as the Donogh O'Callaghan-inspired hosts stomped into the knockout stages. Ronan O'Gara played no small part either, kicking 4 penalties, and converting Dennis Leamy's try in the 74th minute. They went on to negotiate a tough away trip to Gloucester before edging past Saracens at the Ricoh Arena in the last 4. A second European Cup was lifted in Cardiff, when they faced down to lose 16-13. Munster 12-9 Northampton Saints, Thomond Park, the 22nd of January 2010. Once again the trusty right peg of Ronan O'Gara steered Munster to victory, setting up a home quarter-final in the process. His 4 penalties were enough to sink the Saints, though their Thomond pain was only starting. Northampton suffered another loss when they met at the same venue in the last day the following April. Munster's run then came to an end against Biarritz, who lost to Toulouse in an all-French final at the Stade de France. Munster 28-14 London Irish, Thomond Park, the 22nd of January 2011. This was not as comfortable as the scoreline would suggest. Munster ran in for 3 tries in the last 10 minutes, from Niall Ronan, a fresh-faced Keith Earls and Dara Hurley, to break down the dogged exiles. The bonus point win still wasn't enough to send them through, however. Munster headed for the Challenge Cup, where they'd lose at Thomond to Harlequins in the semis 20-12, a rare big day defeat on home soil. Munster 29-6 Racing Metro, Thomond Park, the 20th of January 2013. It was another case of Munster need to Munster do in Limerick A's. A decade on from the memorable Gloucester win, Munster bagged the bonus point win they needed to progress as one of the best runners-up. Simon Zebo scored a brilliant hat-trick at a bouncing Thomond, with Conor Murray and Mike Sherry also getting in on the act. After that came a terrific win at the Stoop against Quins in the quarters, but Claremont ended the dream for another year in the last 4. Munster 38-6 Edinburgh, Thomond Park, the 19th of January 2014. Rob Penny's men had lost at Murrayfield in their opening pool game, but revenge was ruthlessly served as Munster sealed a home quarter-final. James Coughlin, Yona Murphy, Peter O'Mahony, Conor Murray, Simon Zebo and Felix Jones racked up 6 tries as the bonus they required was clinically delivered. Toulouse were swatted aside in the last 8, but Toulon proved too strong in the semis, and the top 14 side would go on to claim the trophy with a 23-6 defeat of Saracens in the decider. Munster 22-10 Racing 92, Thomond Park, the 21st of January 2017. The love affair with do-or-die ultimatums was rekindled with this gutsy success, one which secured knockout rugby in Europe's top-tier competition for the first time in 3 years. Munster needed to win by 11 points or score 4 tries in order to earn a home quarter-final. They did the former thanks to tries from Simon Zebo, Ronan O'Mahony and Hugh Keatley. Toulouse returned over in a swashbuckling home display which sent Munster galloping into a semi-final against Saracens. There, they ran into a brick wall, the Premiership side easing to victory at the Aviva before seeing off Claremont in the final. Follow Munster v Exeter, kick-off 5:30 p.m. Saturday, via our live blog on rteaq.ie/sport and the News Now app, or listen to Live National Radio commentary on RTE Radio 1 Saturday Sport.